Okay, so today you're going to be starting to work on a grid drawing, and I've set up this grid drawing to make it easier for you. And what you'll be doing is you'll get a paper that looks like this, and you're going to be doing your drawing in sections on squares of newsprint paper, and each section of your grid is going to be divided up. And each section will have a number, letter, coordinate, and that's where the placement is on the final image. To get set up, what you're going to do first of all is you're going to fold your paper in half. Be careful that you do this really neatly and accurately. Give it a nice sharp crease, and then open your paper up. This crease is going to be one of your guidelines, okay? Then you're going to fold your paper the other direction in half. Fold it carefully, give it a sharp crease, and open it up. Then you're going to fold your paper diagonally, corner to corner, so that you're going to have a diagonal crease, and when you fold this way, you're going to have a triangle shape. And fold carefully, make a sharp crease, open the paper up. Then fold diagonally the other way, make a sharp crease, open the paper up. If you flip the paper over, you'll see that on the back side, the creases should be a little bit easier to see. If you are having trouble seeing them, you can go ahead and use a ruler and draw them in very lightly with your 6H pencil. So if you feel you need to do that, you can, but probably for most of you, you won't really need to do that. But this is an option. All right. So then once you have your paper folded, and if you choose to draw in the lines as well, the next thing you want to do is flip your paper over and write your name and the piece number, 1C. Okay. And then what you're going to do is, this is just like all the other types of grid drawings that we've done in the class. You're just going to start drawing one line at a time, and you're using the lines that are on the grid piece along with the lines that you put onto your newsprint paper, or the folds you put onto your newsprint paper. And you're going to draw everything you see, and when you do this, you want to try to get the lines drawn as accurately as possible and get them in the right location. So as you're working on this, you want to look at, ask yourself, for example, right here, this line, where does that line hit in relation to this diagonal line here? And to me, it looks like it's about at the halfway point. Okay, so I want to get it at about the halfway point on my newsprint drawing, on my paper that I'm drawing. And then I see that this line right here is just about following that diagonal crease. And then I just continue on with drawing this. And as often as I can, I'm trying to look at references to where things are in relationship to the creases, either the vertical crease or the horizontal crease, and then also asking myself, where is it in relation? So looking at this line right here, I'm asking myself, in relationship to this section from this corner to the middle line right here, how far, what is the division? And it looks to me like it's about at, if I divide that section into thirds, I see that line is about at the thirds point. So I want to get the same, so I'm going to look and just kind of visually divide and then try to get that at about the same point, at about that thirds point, okay? When you're doing this, you want to be doing the drawing with very lightly with your 6H pencil. If for some reason your paper tears, you can just get a piece, like if you're erasing and your paper tears or, you know, something, just get a piece of masking tape and you can tape it back with masking tape. Okay? So make sure, try to be careful that you're not missing any lines. Make sure you get every line drawn in that you see. Some of the sections have less lines and some of them have a lot of lines. But there are 2 sections that are blank, so you have 2 that you don't have to do at all. Okay, so there. Oops, not done. I realized I didn't finish this section down here. Okay, well, almost done. So what you're going to be doing is, first off, you're just going to be drawing everything in pencil. And you're going to get all of your sections drawn out in pencil before you do anything with marker. And this is a variation on the self-portrait project that the majority of the class is doing. This is a modification that will, for most of you, should be a little bit easier. If you were having trouble, that would be one reason why I'm having you work on this instead of the regular self-portrait. It's a little bit easier, and hopefully you'll have more success with it. It's still a face, it's just not your face. And the finished product is going to be done the same way that the self-portraits are being done. Okay, so once you have your piece done, what you're going to do is you are each going to have a little envelope that looks like this. And I hand folded this for each of you. And what you want to do is, when you get your folder, your envelope, you want to get your name on your envelope. All right, and you're going to be keeping your pieces in here while you work, because you don't want to have these get lost. These are small pieces of paper and you don't want to lose them, so you're going to have an envelope. And then what you're going to also keep in your envelope, is, in addition to your pieces, is this little, it's just kind of a progress check sheet. Okay, so you want to get your name on your progress sheet also. And there are two sections that are blank. One is 4D, so you can X out 4D. And the other one is 1A, so you can X out 1A. Okay. And then you're going to mark off the one that you have done, and you want to look on the back of your paper, make sure you have your name on it, make sure you have your the section marked on it, and that was 1C, so I'm going to cross that one off because I have that one done. Then I'm going to take the progress sheet and the piece I finished, I'm going to put it into my envelope, and then I'm going to get a new blank sheet, and I want to check and make sure that when I get another piece to draw, that it isn't something I've already done, so you can keep track of what do you need to do and what have you already done. So as you're working, as you're getting your next piece, you're checking to make sure it's something that you haven't already done. Okay? So it's just basically that simple. You want to keep all of these together in your envelope so that they don't get lost, and mark it off as you go. And then once you have all of your pieces done, then you get to move on to the next step, which is putting everything together.